But I turned to her and I said, this is the kind of guy that I feel like if when he was 24, if Chris Hook could have gotten, here's the pun, his hooks into him and figured him out, like, I feel like Eric Fedde always had that potential to be better than who he's ended up being as a 32-year-old starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. And so it's like, so to your point, it's I don't know if it's ironic, I don't know if it's coincidental, but the fact that he's with the Brewers now, I don't know if there's still time for a 32-year-old to be hooked, as we've seen like Quinn Priester and so many and Nick Mears and so many other pitchers improve once Chris Hook gets into them. Can Chris Hook have an impact on Eric Fedde?
I think so, and Eric Fedde thinks so. And I asked him yesterday when we got to talk to him finally for the first time. I said, when your numbers aren't what they want them to be, and you find that a team like Milwaukee is interested in you, does that, bring some excitement? He said, absolutely. He's like, their reputation speaks for itself. He's like, I came here in the hopes that they can identify something that can maybe get me back to being myself. Now, that said, if you look at Eric Fedde's career, he has basically had one good season.
Yep.
And that was last year. Yep. He was lights out with the White Sox, and I really thought he's the guy the Brewers should have made a move for when everyone was talking about Garrett Crochet. And then he pitched pretty well for St. Louis this year, just complete opposite. But you look at his career, a lot of high 4s and 5 ERAs, yes, aside from last season. Maybe the Brewers find something, maybe not. I don't see him as being any kind of long-term solution, but right now they were in need. This is kind of like last year when they got Dallas Keuchel. They needed some length, they needed some bodies, they needed some arms. He was available. They got him for a full-year contract, so maybe something works for them. If not, all right, you move on.